You are watching Leicester Till I Die TV.
Watch us on YouTube.
Listen on your favourite podcast platform.
Or ask your smart speaker
To play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Good afternoon. Oh, look at me. I'm all over the place there. There I am, central and beautiful. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, good day, goodbye. Hello, wherever you are. And here I was thinking, end of the season, I'd have nothing to talk about when it came to Leicester City. It just appears nothing good. How the devil are you? Welcome along to Life's a Pitch. You know it's a soapbox show, and this is LTID TV from Leicester Till I Die. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Thank you for joining us and watching. Please join in with the comments, and remember, this is, as it says going along the bottom there, it is a soapbox show. We are all welcome to our own opinions, and I respect everybody else's opinions. Yeah, we may rant and go at each other, but feel free to join in the comments. Please do, but do also remember that you must show respect for fellow chattees. If you're listening to us on your favourite podcast platform, thank you so very much. We are available on all the major podcast platforms and across all social media. As you can see going across the bottom there, search either LTID TV or Leicester Till I Die and you will find us. Today, I want to talk briefly about this young man, Youri Tielemans, legend or loser. I want somebody to explain to me why there is this love going around for Youri Tielemans. I don't get it. Yes, he is a good player. We've had better. Is he any better than Muzzy? Is it? I mean, that's it. Obviously, that's a different show. But what has he done that has made him so much? Such a hero. He scored the winning goal, and I accept this. He scored the winning goal in an FA Cup final. He did not win the FA Cup final on his own. He was not the only player on that pitch that day in a blue shirt. Well, purple shirt, technically. So I evening, Doug. Yes, I was a bit angry when I was writing it. He's a good player, I grant you, but he's no better. But what I want to start with his goodbye. Now, I've got to say, let me just get the sick bucket at the ready here, because I have a feeling I may be about to puke up. Here we go. Have a listen. See what you think of this.
Dear Leicester City fans, after 4.5 special years and with a lot of gratitude, I'm bidding farewell to this incredible club. From the first day I set foot on this ground, your warmth and passion embraced me.
Oh, what a goal! Youri!
Victory and triumph, love, hope, and even defeat. We've shared many special moments together. I am forever grateful for your unwavering support.
Here comes the Tielemans! Lovely stuff from the Belgian. Oh, it's a flick on to Tielemans. It's got it! Killing shot and it's got it! Oh, It's on Youri Tielemans to give Leicester the lead. Tielemans makes them pay.
Thank you to Kuntop, the boards, the staff, the players and fans for having given me and my family a home.
Tielemans, what a goal!
This is not a goodbye, but a heartfelt farewell. With pride, love and eternal gratitude, Youri Tielemans. Dear Leicester City fans,
I'm sorry. Bear one word to that. Bollocks. And a good PR company. This is not goodbye, just farewell. Well, look, I know English isn't your main language. I have trouble with English most of the time, let's be honest with you. And I know it's not your main language. But farewell is just another word for goodbye. Au revoir means you might be coming back. Farewell. This is not goodbye. This is that just shows what total bollocks it is. It is up there with Kante's goodbye. Do you remember Kante goodbye? I mean, I would like to thank the Football Club of Leicester. What? Jesus Christ. I mean, do these players think we are dicks or what? Because some people would say I am. That's a fair point. But seriously, who does he think he is? All he's actually won with us is an FA Cup. That's all he's won. Is he any more a legend than Steve Claridge, who won us a League Cup final? Because he also got us promoted to the Premier League, if you remember, with two, you could say, wonder strikes. And like I say, everybody said, oh, Youri Tielemans won us that final. Fucking hell did he fuck off us like. He scored the goal. Thanks to a pass from Luke Thomas and an interception by, dare I say his name, Perez. Yes, it was a wonderful goal. Of course it was. But was his contribution any more important than two great saves by Schmeichel? Was Ben Chilwell's big toenail not just as important? Because I tell you what, if that goal had been given, I don't think we would have won that final because we were on our last legs. Chelsea had got the substitutes to come on. No disrespect, our main substitute was Wes Morgan, who was, past it. We've got to take our blue-tinted spectacles off. He's been shit for 2 seasons. If he was such a good player, I mean, we always used to, we said that Brendan Rodgers had an ego, bigger than he could actually deliver. I think Youri Tielemans has as well. I mean, he wanted to go to a top European club. It looks like he's going to Aston Villa. No disrespect to Aston Villa, but they're not Barcelona. They're not Real Madrid. If Aston Villa is where you end up, Youri, then I'll be laughing all the way. I don't care what you win and what you go on and win, and I wish Villa all the best in Europe. They've done so well to turn it round. But what a move. Yes, you could say we should have sold him a few years ago when his stock was high. And had we not maybe been trying to fight to get into that top 4, we would have done. Because then he was being linked with all these top clubs. I don't see anybody beating a path to his door at the moment, do you? Soyuncu, who was a better player this season when he got on the pitch than Tielemans, just signed for Atletico Madrid. Where's Youri Tielemans going? Villa, if he's lucky by the sound of it. If he's that good, where was Arsenal's offer? And all this sort of thing like, they're waiting for him to be a free and all this, that and the other. If they were seriously wanting him, and let's cut through all the social media and all the newspaper bullshit. If they seriously wanted him, they would have come in, even if it was a ridiculous offer like Newcastle did for Maddison. I just do not get this love affair, because I love Kante, and I will always remember Kante as being a player that um, helped us to win the Premier League. He was like having two players on the pitch, but it always stuck in my throat the way that he couldn't wait to jump ship. Literally couldn't wait to jump ship. But he's had a great career. He's gone on and had a great career, and I love him for that. Youri Tielemans, I will always love him for what he did when he was here, as much as I loved any other player. No, nothing special. He's nothing special to me. And you know why? Because his legacy is being tarnished by the way he has left this club. Look, everybody was saying, and I liked Harry Maguire. I think he was a good player when he left us. The fact that he was a poor player was purely down to Manchester United. That's not our fault. That's theirs. But he was in the last season of his contract. He could have very easily have gone for a pittance, possibly nothing. But you know what? He came to us and said, "You signed, you signed me from Hull. You saved my career. I'm going to sign an extension so that you at least get some money." Yes, he probably put clauses in there. I'm only going to speak to a top six club, blah blah blah, Europe, etc. But it meant that we got some money for him. Youri Tielemans, oh, he wouldn't do that for this club that he loves, for this family, where that his family got welcomed into. He thinks that much of us. He's told us to fuck off, and you ain't gonna get a penny for you, because he needs the money. Let's be honest with you, because he's not on a good wage, does he? And all this, well, a player's career is only short. Fucking hell, yes it is, but they get paid at this level. They get paid very handsomely for it. So the fact that he's going to get a nice big signing on fee, he doesn't need the money. And let's be honest with you, he isn't all that. He scores an odd goal. Right, let's just have a look through his career. First season with us, 18-19. Obviously, he joined us on loan. He played 13 times, scored 3 goals. We had 6 wins from him. 19-20, 37 games, 3 goals. 2021, 38 games, 6 goals. 21-22, 32 games, 6 goals. 22-23, 31 games, 3 goals. Harvey Barnes scores more than that. He got 3 goals this season. Faye's got 1. You could say Faye's got 3 if you count the 2 that he put in our own net. Where is all this love? Where is all this love coming from? Andrea, he said, he's one of the best players we've had. Fair point. You could say that he is one of the best players we've had, but he is good people. Is he bollocks? Because if he was a good person, he wouldn't be. He is walking away from this club, and our chairman has just said we are in financial difficulties. Yep, we're not going to go bust or anything like that. But I've got to. Right. I'm going to help your club out and write off £192 million, convert it into shares. And what does Youri says? You're that much in debt. We ain't getting anything for me. I'm off. Smacks to me of Dennis Wise. Do you remember when we sacked Dennis Wise because he smacked another player, and we sacked him, and we went bust that same season. We went bust, and he knew we'd gone bust, and we got him off the wage bill because he was one of those Derby and Jones players we signed at the end of his career because he was a name rather than his ability, which he obviously had none of. And he took us to the PFA. They made us re-sign him, and we'd got into administration, but we had to pay him his wages. No different to what Youri Tielemans has done. Andres, you're devastated he's gone, and I respect your opinion. But no, the guy in my mind is a dickhead, a wanker, a tosspot, whatever you want to call him. That's how I will remember him. £32 million he cost us when we signed him, plus £18 million when we signed him on loan. Now, let me just do the math. That makes 32 million. That makes £43 million we spent on him. How much are we getting back from him? Fuck all. So we're writing off 43 million. Now, he's not the only player. Of course, Slimani, we did that. And, you could accuse that there's been, bad running of the club. I am explaining, Andreas. You could say it's bad running of the club. Bad signings. You could even blame, you could blame my favourite friend if you wanted. You know the one I mean.
Bellend.
Who was playing him out of position. You could blame all of that. But he should have been dropped when he refused to sign the contract. And I wouldn't care. You've got an argument for Maddison. And I'm not overly happy with Maddison. But at least with Maddison, he was occasionally put in the performances. His performances this season, Youri, have not been up to much. They weren't last season. He was supposed to be one of Belgium's golden generation. More like a fucking golden shower. Because, he's pissed on Leicester City. Certainly. I'm glad he's gone. Respect him as a player. Thank him for scoring the FA Cup goal. But he did not win us that. It's a bit football is a team event. So to say, oh yeah, Youri Tielemans won us that final. Fuck it, he scored a goal. He did not win us the final because there was 12, 13 other players involved that day. Like I say, Schmeichel making 2 brilliant saves. VAR was the biggest help to us by saying, Ben Chilwell's toe was offside. So I'm sorry, for me, he leaves me with a bad taste in my mouth. I'm glad he's gone, to be quite honest with you. I just, why pick a play? I mean, and again, this is the aforementioned Bellend. You wouldn't pick Soyuncu because his head was turned and he wanted to go to Atletico Madrid. And yet he was picking this plonker week in, week out, and he wouldn't sign a contract. I mean, was Tielemans bumming Brendan Rodgers? Who knows? Allegedly. Who knows? Because he was getting in the team every week and his performances were absolutely shit. That FA Cup, I will turn around and say, was his last decent game for us. Like I say, Soyuncu couldn't get a game for us. He's gone to proverbial Champions League qualifiers and more often than not, quarter-final teams in the Champions League. Atletico Madrid. Like I say, I'm waiting to get killed in the stampede of. Let me just have a look outside and see if there's a stampede of club directors and secretaries running past trying to sign Youri Tielemans. Nope, nobody there. Surprise, surprise. Maybe because you shit, Youri. Maybe you think that suddenly, because you're on a free, that Barcelona will come in for you. I think there's better players, a lot better players out there than you, Youri. You were good once, you're not good anymore. And if you had any love for this club, sign a new contract. Even if you say, right, I'm going to sign this contract, but look, if a team that is in Europe, as in qualified for Conference Europa Champions League, comes in for me, I can talk to them. Put a price on it. If a team that comes in and offers 20 million, it's half what we outlaid for him. 20 million. I can talk to them. That's all Harry Maguire did. But you, no. You won't sign a contract. You don't give a fucking toss about us. He's shit as a person, Andreas. He is shit as a person, and he's been shit as a player for a good couple of seasons. We have to accept that, because we're Leicester, we don't occasionally get players of this style. He is not good enough to lace Esteban Cambiaso's shoes. Because when we needed Esteban Cambiaso, he stood up and he was counted in that relegation years. This guy couldn't be asked to get out of his chair to make an effort for us this season. He was awful. Awful. My opinion. Let's see what people have been saying. Richard, good afternoon. Modern day football players kiss the badge as quick as they jump ship. Indeed. But when you've jumped ship, don't put out a bloody sick-inducing video like you did, Youri. Chester, hi Chris, I wouldn't say a legend, but an icon. Instead, he was my man of the match in the final. He scored the goal, so he's going to get man of the match. And it was a classic goal. It will always be played. It will always go down. To be honest with you, it is the... I just say with cup finals, who's the team that's lost the most cup finals? Manchester United. But we don't, yes. Sorry, Man United. Blue's always going to be better than red. But he's, I don't even know if he's an icon. He's probably an icon for that goal. That's it. In my opinion, it's a nice goodbye, but it does sound scripted with no mention of this season's relegation. Like I say, we all have opinions. Respect yours, Chester. Hi, Fields, newest member. Welcome along, mate. Thank you very much for joining us. Afternoon, he says. Chester says, forgot about Schmeichel, the final. He was immense when we needed him. He was. Told you's in. Another member, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good day. I will look at Tielemans for FA Cup goal in the same way I looked at Mark and Janino. It will go down in history. But what I'm saying is that I will remember him for the way that he's left the club, and that is leaving us when we can do with 20 million quid. That would get us a young player from somewhere, and he's walked out, doesn't give a shit about us. Yes, James, I said, is he any better than Muzzy, is it? I don't think so. I don't think he is. And I'll tell you something, right, about Muzzy. Do you remember that goal Muzzy Izzet scored against Grimsby, that bicycle kick? One of Leicester's all-time greatest goals. When we got relegated, do you know what he did? He stayed with us. Yes, of course, he eventually moved on. I accept that. But he stayed with us that season and got us promoted back. Even though we were in administration, even though we couldn't afford to pay the full wages, Muzzy Izzet stuck by us. That person is a legend, not this tosser on my left, right, whichever way you're looking at it. I mean, Andrea, look, I've answered your questions, obviously, and I respect your decision. You like Tielemans, totally and utterly respect that. I don't believe he's a good people, because, like I say, if he was, he'd have more respect for the club and not be walking out on us for nothing. Top player, he's a good player. He's, a top player performs the same level season after season after season. He hasn't performed for the last 2 seasons. And you could argue, well, who else in the team has performed well in the last 2 seasons? It would be a very valid argument. I'm devastated he's gone. Obviously, if he had a chance, would I have wanted him to stay? I honestly don't know, and that's the problem. Do I want him to stay? On his performances these last 2 seasons, no, I don't. If he was the Tielemans of the FA Cup and prior to that, of course I'd want him to stay. Big up, Chris. If that's Tielemans' record, a player that plays from a team promoted from the Championships gets better records than that. Yeah, I know he's not a striker, but, it's Muzzy, is it? Well, Harvey Barnes scores more goals. But apparently fans don't like him. James is in. Good evening, James. He says hit the likes and subscribe. Please do. Sorry, Andreas says, who do you think we're going to get? No idea, but we are going to be doing the transfer window opens on the 14th of June. Yeah, Wednesday the 14th of June, I'll be doing a show at 8 o'clock that night with Jack, and check his Leicester channel out, The Final Whistle. 8 o'clock that night, myself and Jack, and we'll be looking at who could be, because that's the opening day of the transfer window, who could be coming in, who could be going out. Stuart, good evening. Tielemans had his head turned by Arsenal, then played crap, thinking they would come for him. And now that's backfired, played crap all season. Not just all season. And yes, he may have had his head turned. But I'm afraid he gambled on the fact that somebody would come in for him. And like I say, there's nobody's beating the path to his door at the moment, or Leicester's door at the moment. He's not shit. Well, look, like I say, we agree to disagree, Andreas. You know, in your opinion, he's not, and I totally and utterly respect that. He shouldn't have done the right thing and signed that extension. She would have got a better chance of getting money from him, but he decided not to do it. Exactly, and that's his decision, and that's what myself and I know quite a few other fans will remember him for. Others will remember him nicely, and like I say, that is football. Tielemans' career at Leicester, 2 halves. First half showing signs of potential legend status. Second half showing signs of overrated mercenary. Box, good afternoon to you. 100%. If I could award a prize for the best comment of the show, that would be it. Well done, Box. I agree totally. I'm going to give that a star. I'm going to come back to that at the end. Andreas, look, I'm not going to... Look, you like him, other people don't. It's opinions. We've told you why we don't like him. You've told us you think, why you do like him. We're going to leave it at that, Andreas. James, he's another one on his day, a decent player, but he goes missing too often. I rate Barnes, hope he stays, though, Chris. I think we'll sell Barnes because we need the money. Sherry, good evening. We're going to be actually doing give me about an hour, and I'm going to be doing another one of these regarding somebody that we have been linked with. So, look, he's gone. This will be the last time, hopefully, I will have to talk about him. I will just find it very funny, and like I say, totally no disrespect to Aston Villa at all, because I think what they've achieved this year after a new Bellend was sacked, and they took on a decent manager, and Unai Emery that knew what he was doing. You know what? Well done, Villa. You've done well. I just think that if that is the team that Youri Tielemans goes to, I just find it extremely, extremely funny. I really do. But look, Box, I've got to say, excuse me, read it out again. Tielemans' career at Leicester, 2 halves. First half showing signs of potential legend status. Second half showing signs of overrated mercenary. 110%, mate, indeed. Look, I'm going to be back, like I say, in about an hour with a live pitch manager special. Please do come back for that. That will be a subscribers only comment section. But I want to say thank you to everybody who's been in the chat. It was a bit last moment, no planning on this one. These never are. That's why they are what they are with the with the ranting, to be honest with you. But I want to say thank you to all the members. Steve Smart, our newest member at LCFC, Highfields Fox, LCFC Grey, David Smith, Matthew Burt, Kate, Nate, Doug, who's been in the chat, Dugout Football Channel, Judy Barron, get over there. That's the guy. I sent you a message, by the way, Doug, on Twitter. If you're a Liverpool fan or you want just you want to remember Premier League football, that's the channel to go over and check for next season. Judy Bowers, Marcus Sports, Sharky, Ash Patini, Told You Bro, and John Thornton. $1.99 a month, and we will be doing member-only shows next season. So some shows will be for members only. You get little things, emojis and all different shit like that. We also get discount on LTID merchandise after qualifying period as well. So thank you to all the members. Thank you to everybody that's been in the podcast. Like I say, respect your opinions. This has only been mine. Thank you to anybody that's going to be listening on the podcast when I upload it, and especially with the new YouTube podcasts as well. This has been LTID TV. I've been Chris. I will be back later, as indeed will this guy. See you later.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You'd better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.